Melissa.
Hi.
Thank you for coming in today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I understand that you're a student
Yes.
and you are in the counseling program, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit about your plans for after graduation.
Oh, if only I knew. Well, I've been kind of going back and forth between like doing school counseling or doing higher ed, because all of my background is in school counseling. My undergrad degree is in elementary education. I've been in the schools for most of the last 10 years, and so it kind of makes sense to do school counseling, but I kind of feel like I'm ready to be done, with that era. Kind of be ready to be done with that experience. The schools, it was great while it lasted, but I think I'm ready to move on to something new. And so I'm hoping that I can do my internship in higher ed and get some good higher education experience so then I can get a job, in higher education after college. But it's all kind of up in the air right now until somebody decides that they want to give me that experience.
Okay, so you've been in the public school system for a while as a teacher?
Yes.
Okay. And did you like that experience?
Yeah, there were ups and downs and positive and negatives, but overall, yes. But I just kind of feel like I'm ready to be done with that.
So you're looking for a change now.
Yes.
You kind of decided that you want to move forward to higher ed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you want to do college students. Is there a particular, would you want to do academic counseling? Would you want to do the one-to-one sessions?
I think ultimately I would probably like to do something in student affairs. Like I would like to either work with I would really, I think, like to work with the new students, helping in those transition programs, all the first year type, they're just starting, helping them to figure out, hey, I'm at school, what do I do with this? And, but probably something in student affairs in that area, I really want to work, with the students, not just doing administration stuff, actually working with them, helping them because I loved my college experience, so I just kind of want to be able to help them make the most out of their experience in college. So.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do today is a little bit of, it's going to involve music and it's going to involve some art.
Okay.
And we're hoping that through this activity you can kind of get a better visual picture of where you can see yourself.
Oh.
So our goals for today, I'm going to list them. They're just 3, just so hopefully when you leave, or before you leave, we can talk about them.
Okay.
To visualize yourself in your dream profession. So you'll visualize it kind of in your head, and then you'll transfer what you see onto the paper.
Okay.
We're going to use music as an inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you've already picked your song out of a song that inspires you. And then I want you to leave with a clearer picture of what you want.
Okay.
We may not have it, concrete, but
yeah.
just a clearer picture of kind of where you want to go.
Okay.
And the intent of the music is to help you focus your mind on a song or words that inspire you.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, if I were just to give you the paper and say draw, it'd be kind of bland, okay. But sometimes when we have music, it helps us filter out the other things that we're thinking about and just focus on what that song is saying.
Okay.
And so that's why I asked you to pick an inspirational song.
Yes. I think it'll work.
And so I want you to focus on thoughts that make you happy.
Okay.
While you're listening, and let the music motivate you to think about your career path, because I think that is a happy time to know that, yes, we're finally in our career, we're doing something that we want to be doing, we've worked hard, we've put in all these hours, now let's get where we need to go.
Right.
So let's do that first. I'm going to play the music for about 45 seconds to a minute,
Okay.
and then while you're listening, I'm going to give you, actually, I'll go ahead and give it to you now. Here's a sketch pad.
Okay.
So you'll just have a blank sheet,
Okay.
and here's some materials, pencils, markers, colored pencils, whatever you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll listen first, and then I'll give you the okay to start drawing. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, and this does not have to be a masterpiece. What you're putting on the paper, is just what you visualize. And you can use words, you can use images, you can use anything that comes to mind that represents what you want to do for your career. Okay?
Oh.
All right.
I need to be done when the song ends.
I'm going to play it for you one more time. Okay. I'm going to replay your song so
Okay.
you can hear it again where you're working. Okay, so you still thinking?
Huh?
Are you still thinking?
I think so. I'm almost done.
Okay. Take your time.
I guess that can be done. I don't know what else to put on here right now.
Well, we'll talk about what you have here, and then if you ever want to add, of course you can. So let's talk about first. I was listening to the words to your song, and one thing that I kept hearing is I may bend, but I won't break. And so I'm assuming this is a Christian song.
It is.
And your faith would be God,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you're strong on your faith.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so does your faith motivate you?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and I noticed that because you have a cross on your picture,
Yes.
which I'm not sure if this is a church itself or
No.
if that's just, okay, that's an aspect. Okay.
I kind of, because, I mean, I'm not opposed to, working wherever at this point, if it's a public school, whatever, but I think ultimately I would probably love to see myself, like, at a Christian school, like I went to for undergrad, just because I feel like because that's such a big part of me, like, I mean, I understand as a counselor now that I'm going to have to, kind of put my beliefs off to the side. But I just feel like ultimately in whatever I'm doing, I would love for, because that's such a big part of me, I would love to be able to incorporate that. And so it'd be nice to be working at a Christian school where I don't have to ignore that part of people. I don't have to wait for the students to bring it up. I can use that. Like if they're there at a Christian school, then, we can use that as part of our counseling, like to help us, figure out where they want to be or, how to make it the best. So ultimately, I think I would probably like to see myself at a Christian school somewhere.
Okay, good. So that's not what you talked about before. So maybe that's something that you concluded as you were drawing. Great. I noticed you have bigger city, Charlotte, Raleigh. So you're thinking about getting out of this area. You would like to be in a bigger city.
I would.
And I think that presents more opportunities to find a Christian school, a bigger city, because smaller cities don't have a lot of that type of thing.
Right.
So I think that's a good, mesh to want to move to a bigger place and then seek out possibly a Christian school. I see you have little people here. Are those students?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably on a tour, maybe, because it is new start orientation. So I guess just happy people. I just feel like I want, like I said, I just want to be able, whatever I'm doing, to be able to help the students make the most of their time in school. Because I know you go through a lot, in your college years, and so just being able to help them figure out how to make the most of their time.
So you might consider yourself as an orientation coordinator, maybe putting together that whole, because that's an important part of transitioning is having an orientation experience. And once you do, then you kind of feel more comfortable going that first day. You don't feel so frightened. So maybe that's something you could think of once you got into that position of coordinating orientation or any new student, facilitation. Good. So you're listening to music. Does that ever motivate you?
Yes.
It does.
Yes.
Do you listen to music a lot when you do things?
Yeah, I kind of have specific songs, that, like, depending on the mood I'm in, like, I would listen to these songs, even on the way here, because it's just been, I know it's Tuesday, but it's already been a rough week, and so just, picking out certain songs that I'm just like, okay, I really need to listen to this right now, because, and normally they're songs that, yes, they kind of echo how I'm feeling, but they also have that flip side, that, like, but, like, this song, I might bend, but I'm not going to break, like, acknowledging the fact that, things aren't always perfect and things might not be going the way that I want them to, but there is that flip side of eventually it's going to get better, so, yes, I do listen to music a lot.
Good. So I hope that the music was helpful. The message to that song is very powerful, and it does help to focus your mind on pursuing in spite of. And so I know you were mentioning, the hopes of getting a certain job here, and then kind of that would direct what you're going to do next. So it's good that your music helps to put your mind in a place that can help you move forward too. So do you think you have a clearer view, or did this help you see a little bit more of what you want?
Yeah, I think every time, like I said, it's a new, really kind of a new decision to fully, I just decided during practicum that this, like after talking to Dr. Lewis and, really deciding that this is what I would like to pursue, at least to try it, because I worked in higher ed for my practicum. I really enjoyed being, on campus with the students, being able to help out in that way. So just kind of, right now it's just being able to get that experience, because like with all of my teaching experience and that undergrad degree, if I tried it and didn't like it, I can probably go back, easily to doing school. But, like this is something new, and so it's just, I feel like the school would be the comfortable spot, but maybe not the happy spot. So I feel like, like this is the ultimate, like, when I decided to do counseling, my initial desire was to work in higher education, but I think just through everything else, I kind of let myself put that on the side, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to have all this teaching experience, and so now it's like, that the decisions have to be made. It's like, okay, ultimately I do see myself working with college students, so
And
every
your teaching
affirmation I
experience
can get
is
that.
never going to be,
Right.
put to the side because
Yeah.
even as a counselor, you are teaching. You are
Mhm.
still teaching, students methods and strategies and just things that, will help them get through. And so that will never go to waste.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing. No
Yeah.
matter what, as long as you're in counseling, you will be teaching. It's just in a different way.
Right.
So good. You did a great job with this activity. I want you to take this with you. I want you to tear it out. And I want you to put it somewhere in your house.
Okay.
In your room, in your bathroom, just where you'll look at it. And you'll
Okay.
remember, the things that you thought about from time to time and help keep you focused.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. So next time we meet, we might talk about some more opportunities
Mm-hmm.
to get you, where you want to be.
Okay.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.